Well, you're getting to a deeper question. Who's got the answer?
What trauma
What are
happened?
dreams
Would you like
made
to
of?
lie down?
I mean, is it your brain just downloading the day's activities and reprocessing them in a hallucinatory manner, or they have some sort of, I don't know.
Did you just have it once?
Yeah, no, and I
Just
don't. But
one
the thing was, I
time?
remembered it. That's the weird part. I have so many dreams. I have these little. Sometimes I'll doze off watching the TV, and I'll have multitudes of 5 or 8 little fragments of dreams, and then as soon as I wake up, I can't remember one of them. They just evaporate.
One of the things that I wanted to mention about the original Phantasm, we'll talk about a lot of other stuff, and I want to get to the book, obviously, the new book, which is so good, man. It's so good. One of the things that now, looking back at Phantasm, is that, you wrote a book called True Indie.
Yep.
Phantasm is an incredible example of awesome, brilliant, independent filmmaking. Like, you made that movie on a no budget, and it looks amazing. You were the cinematographer on that film, and you cut it. And like you were talking about, like you went into the mausoleum and you could hear the echoing and that kind of stuff, like the sound, everything about that movie. You look at it and it looks like it's triple the budget, and it took you a long time to shoot. But talk a little bit about, because now it's hip to make independent movies. Remember in the '90s, everybody was like, yeah, everybody wanted to be the next Tarantino and Kevin Smith and all this stuff, and everybody's like, the indie movies were hip and everybody was a hipster in the '90s. But you were doing that. You did that shit in the '70s. And that's, I think, one of the greatest examples of independent filmmaking of all time. If you want to go back to it, Phantasm's way up on the list of badass indie filmmaking.
Well, that's really cool of you to say. Yeah. Thank you. Quentin ruined it for everybody with his. Quentin ruined it. Made it so hip and cool to be a film director. Because back then it was just like, you're making it a what? No, I want to make this movie. I want to make it like Kubrick. And they're going, wait, Kubrick, who's he? And it's just like, it was just a different time where film wasn't so front and present. And, it was before any of the tabloid magazines where people learned about that stuff. So what can I say? It was all out of necessity, but at the same time, the lack of money, it certainly made us more resourceful in the making of the film. But it also made it, gave us so much more freedom. I mean, we couldn't have a crowd scene where we pay people, but if we could find some committed independent filmmakers who would join on to the process, which we can't do now because of minimum wage laws, but to work for nothing, for 6 months with the idea that we would pay, a deferred wage, which the movie was success, and we did pay the wage, so it was, everybody did get paid in the end, which is a Cinderella story in itself. But the thing was, the people that had invested in the making of Phantasm were, my father was in the investment business, and everybody's always seduced by Hollywood, and so he found some dentists and some doctor types, and want to put up $10,000 and put it into a movie, and then, I'm an investor in a movie now, so they give him something to talk about at a cocktail party. So that was cool. But they didn't give a damn really what we were doing. And I can also tell you, and this is a true story, this wonderful, a man who backed the movie and put some serious money into it, and I respected him a lot. But when the movie was finished, I was afraid to go to the screening when they were going to show it to him, because he was an older gentleman in his 70s, and I thought, what the hell is he going to think of this movie? So I conveniently let my co-producer Paul Pepperman attend in my, and it turned out he loved the movie. I wish I would have attended the screening with him, but I was afraid because I thought he wouldn't like it and thought we'd wasted his money. But the point was, nobody was breathing down our neck. So consequently, when we were trying to create a scene and maybe had an idea for how it should look, and sometimes we were really pushing things like shooting at very low exposures, keeping things really dark, but then you'd screen it on a little movie, and go, where's the actor? I can't see the actor. Oh shit, we gotta go back and reshoot that. And so we wasted a lot of money on the photographic film stock, but we also reshot stuff until we got right. And then, I'd love to take all the credit for the creative brilliance of Phantasm, but I have to say, sometimes we just also got lucky, Nick. And what would happen is like that. I told you the story before. Like we shot the drilling scene with the caretaker character, and we just had this serendipitous experience on the set where we had this nice little rig where we put the sphere up and the drill was going to come out, but it turned out when we were shooting the scene, one of our loyal production designers, like he couldn't get the blood syringe to work, and I'm going, okay, let's roll it. Okay, the drill bit comes out, and okay, now look at it and start to get scared, and the guy gets scared, and roll the drill bit and start to spin. Okay, open your mouth to scream, and the drill bit gets closer, and it touches his skin, and it starts to like pull up the makeup, and it really looks like real skin coming up, and then I'm going, blood, and the guy's pushing and pushing, and the thing just keeps drilling, and it keeps pulling up skin, blood, and there's this plug, and he's pushing, and then all of a sudden it just goes splat, and it just looked like when we watched it back, we're all huddled around watching, it looked like the drill bit just punched into his brain pan, and looked like we really drilled him. We didn't plan all of that. It just we got lucky there, and yet, we would do things over and over until we got lucky, I guess.
Yeah, that's a great moment too. That's a really, really great moment. No, it is. It's like I said, it's an incredible example of independent filmmaking. When the movie